You know what's very interesting? I think this might be the first episode with no John. Or the first recent episode with no John.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think we said anything controversial.
I think we're concentrating too much on having fun.
Hello and welcome to Hangtime, your award-winning weekly dose of theme park talk and randomness. I'm your host Matt, and this is episode 15. Joining me this evening, she's so famous in Blackpool, there's a horse trough named after her. No, seriously, there is. It's Amy!
There is. Hello.
And also joining me is the woman who'll more than likely be found paralytic in that very same horse trough after a few drinks at the Velvet Coaster. It's Jess!
That's really fucking rude.
How are you both doing?
I am very good, thank you.
Very good.
Good, glad to hear. Happy Monday, we're recording 2 Mondays in a row now, we're doing well.
We're smashing it. 2020 is my bitch.
Coming up this episode, we're going to talk about Fantasy Island's new edition called Turbulence, although if you're a Pleasure Beach fan, it might be quite familiar. We're also going to talk about G-Force being removed from Drayton Manor, the Australia wildfires, the absolutely horrendous bushfires that are going on down there, and how it's affecting some of the theme parks. We're also going to talk about Efteling and their new roller coasters. We've also got a Amy Vs Jess, and if you've seen the teasers, it's themed to Bullseye this week.
Yeah.
And then we're going to top everything off with some of your listener questions. So, getting right into it, let's talk about Fantasy Island's new edition for 2020, the Zier Starship Turbulence. Now, this ride has had quite a history. It actually opened all the way back in 2004 at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It was named Bling. I actually rode it as a kid. It wasn't the most forceful ride, and Blackpool ran it on quite a weak setting. But then it was sold in 2011 and ended up at Germany's Skyline Park, where it was renamed Skyjet.
Oh, that's not a good name.
Well, the thing with Skyline Park is every single ride starts with the word sky.
I absolutely hate that.
Yeah, it's very, very rollercoaster tycoon.
That's literally, I was literally just about to say, that's exactly what I used to do on Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'd be like, Jess's Park, this is Jess's Wild Mouse, this is Jess's Haunted House.
Jess's Wild Ride looks too intense for me.
Is the person who owns the park called Sky?
No.
Oh.
It's some German showman.
Right. Is the German showman called Sky?
No.
How do you know?
Because they're not.
I want proof.
Anyway, it ran a better cycle at Skyline Park because I had the opportunity to ride it over there as well. I got speaking to an operator and they told me quite a few interesting stories about the ride. One of which being the ride itself has got 4 main drive motors and it only turned up with 1.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Cheers, Pleasure Beach. And
so Pleasure Beach just nicked 3 drive motors?
Yep.
What did they do with them?
Well, I'm assuming that they didn't work.
Ah, are you assuming they didn't work, or did they just put them in Valhalla?
Mandy put them in a Range Rover for spares.
Amanda's Sierra motor powered Range Rover.
No.
But also, the ride turned up with no control panel.
Amazing.
What?
Fucking Pleasure Beach.
So basically, Skyline Park had to get Zier in and completely refurbish it, which is why it ran so good at Skyline Park. So hopefully Fantasy Island have got themselves a bit of a bargain here, because the reason why Skyline Park have sold it is because they've got a very, very similar new ride. It's similar to Skyjet, but the seats don't flip. It's an SBF Visa ride, I believe. I think it's called Skyfly or something like that.
Are SBF the ones that do the hamster wheel?
Yes, those
Okay.
crazy bastards. I think this is going to be a great addition to Fantasy Island because they removed the Beast and they removed Amazing Confusion. And this ride is kind of a combination of the two. If you've had the chance to ride Air on the Travelling Fair circuit, it's basically one of those. Or if you've been to Liseberg and ridden Mechanica, that's exactly what this ride is.
Yeah, I've ridden Air.
I've not ridden any of them.
I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not really the biggest fan of flat rides. I think they're a lot more intense than coasters, and I think they're too intense sometimes. But I give anything a try once, so if we do get down there, I'll definitely have a go.
Fantasy Island, they're well known for running their flat rides on insane cycles, so this might not be the one for you.
Yeah, what's that one called? Is it called Time Machine? The one that give you a nosebleed?
That's a different park.
Which one's that?
Adventure Island.
Oh, wait, no, there's one at Fantasy Island as well that's really intense. What is it? It might have been the Beast.
Beast was really intense.
Yeah, it might have been the Beast.
I rode the Beast. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, the Beast was known for 8 to 12 minute ride cycles.
Holy fuck, that's insane.
Shout out to my friend Paul, who is actually one of the maintenance guys at Fantasy Island, and the Beast was his baby. And he nearly made me vomit every single time I went because he knew how to operate that thing. So,
that is horrendous. Please don't kill us if we do come down.
I mean, with that said, the Beast was a top scan by Mondial, and top scans are way more intense than ZS starships.
Yeah, I don't think I've never been on a top scan as far as I can remember. I might have when I was a bit younger at Town Moor, but I've not been on one in recent times. And I watched you go on one, Matt, at the Town Moor. And he took my two best friends on, and they came off and they were both a bit green.
I'm quite the fan of top scans. The only problem with top scans is, after a while, because the ride is constantly throwing you sideways, it can hurt your shoulders quite a bit.
Oh,
I find it hurts your like inner thigh where it's around the restraint.
Yeah, well, like the bump is in the seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it hurt me. Because when I rode Beast, they put it on some really long cycle.
spooky cycle, yeah.
Yeah.
This ride, Turbulence / Bling / Skyjet, it's a semi-permanent ride, and this is one of the first semi-permanent / permanent rides Fantasy Island have got in years. So that's good to see, rather than just the travelling rides.
Yeah, so I'm not that familiar with Fantasy Island. I know that they've got some coasters, but I also know that some of the rides are sometimes at like Winter Wonderland and stuff like that, so I don't really know how that works.
Well, the very, very basic backstory with Fantasy Island is some big investors came in, built an indoor retail / amusement complex.
Kind of like Coral Island, but bigger.
Kind of like that. It's called the Pyramid.
Okay.
Because it's a giant pyramid.
Okay.
And then they thought, okay, well, we need to bring more people to this. Let's build a big fuck-off roller coaster for the Millennium called Millennium.
Yeah.
If you haven't ridden it, one of the smoothest roller coasters in the UK. I have no idea how, especially being the last Vekoma MK1200 model ever built. Anyway, and then that wasn't enough, so they worked with Vekoma to build a second roller coaster called the Odyssey. And the Odyssey is the world's tallest and fastest Vekoma suspended looping coaster. It was going to be the UK's tallest coaster at one point. It was going to be 286 feet. Yeah.
I
sounds
would have come.
horrendous.
I'm happy to tell you, I think it's about 170 feet, the actual ride.
So that's like just about the same height as Oblivion.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
That's horrendous. SLCs are bad enough as is.
I like it. Odyssey's great.
Okay, so not as bad as normal SLCs.
It depends. Like it's got different trains to normal SLCs.
Okay.
So without riding it, it's hard to tell whether it's rougher for you or not.
Well, we'll have to get down there.
Yeah, definitely.
Every single time I've been, it spited me.
Every time.
Amy, have you never been on it?
Nope.
Okay, we're definitely going to plan to go there then.
Hangtime trip?
Yeah, but keeping the crash course going, basically these big investors didn't get the money back. They pulled out. A few people owned the park, and all they did was put temporary fairground rides on it. And then the last few years, Mellors Group have owned the park. Jess, you'll know the Mellors Group because they used to bring rides like Big Ben to the Hoppins Fun Fair.
Big Ben?
It's the same people.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that fucking drop tower's horrendous. Is
So
that still about?
No, it went to another country. So,
Fuck, it was horrendous.
But they now own Fantasy Island. I think they're trying to move away from the fairground image it's got. It'll take time, but they've put some more unique rides in there, like a Huss Frisbee, a Huss Magic, Turbulence, which is going in.
We need a Huss breakdance though.
I would love a Huss breakdance at a park, like a proper Huss breakdance, not one of the junior ones like Water Valleys.
I love, like Water Valley have got the only Huss breakdance in the UK.
For now.
It's a shit one.
There is actually a showman who's currently refurbishing one from Coney Island in the States.
Ooh!
So give it a year and hopefully we'll have a proper Huss breakdance tour in the UK.
Yeah, just going back to Big Ben, Amy, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, so it's a drop tower, shaped and looked exactly like Big Ben, but like a little bit miniaturised. It's about, 120, 150 feet tall?
Yeah, something like that.
So it takes you up to the top, you get a nice view, and then it does 12 bongs like Big Ben hitting midnight, and then drops you. But
no.
there's no like, have you seen, well you've seen it in real life probably, have you seen when Hangover drops? It drops you like sort of towards the bottom, and then slows you down as you get to the bottom, like most drop towers do. Big Ben just went straight to the bottom. Like fucking bang, and you smash off the bottom.
What?
It was horrendous.
No, you wouldn't get me on that.
It was so bad, but it was so funny. I think that's the reason I'm scared of like drop towers and shot towers is because of that ride.
We'll have to get to Drayton Manor this year and take you on Apocalypse.
No, I don't want to do it. I want to go on Detonator, me though, to be fair.
Detonator is... I love it, but my god, it's horrendous.
Horrendous in what way?
I hate it.
I've never
Disgusting.
experienced so much airtime on a drop tower.
Oh, maybe I won't like it then.
Because Detonator, it forces you down rather than just drops you.
Oh no, I don't like that at all.
Well, no, you said you wanted to go on Detonator. So.
I will watch. I'll stand at the side and watch. Already done that once in my life. Horrible.
At my pals who work around or on Thorpe Park, please demolish it before I get there so I don't have to go on it. Please.
Going back to Bling / Turbulence, as a Pleasure Beach fanboy, I'm very excited to see the old Pleasure Beach Classic back in the UK. I'm looking forward to getting back on it. Starships, they're really fun rides. Not the most thrilling, but they're a great addition to any park. And I can't wait to see what Fantasy Island do with it.
Am I right? Because I've heard you talk about Bling quite a lot, and I know that it was one of your favourites when it was there. Am I right in thinking Bling used to be where Icon is now?
Kinda. Bling used to be where Skyforce now is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know where like Icon's first incline loop is?
Yes.
It was like there as well. It was like half Skyforce's site, half Icon's
Yeah.
site.
I know exactly where you mean. Like
Yeah.
just outside Burger King.
Yeah, and it always looked tiny because the big one, Lift Hill, was behind it.
Yeah.
But then you got on it and it was like, holy shit, this
But
is
that's
high.
what I was like with Skyforce, because Skyforce looks tiny in comparison to Big One. But then you get on Skyforce and you're like, oh, fucking hell, this is quite high, actually.
Yeah, it's the Pleasure Beach curse. No matter what they build, looks tiny because of the big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Icon looks small. And then you get on it and you're like, holy fuck, I'm like 100 feet in the air.
Yeah, I think the biggest one is probably Infusion. You get to the top of Infusion, holy shit.
Yeah, me and my mum were talking about this the other day. I was saying how Big One shrinks it.
Yeah, massively.
It's massive.
We were saying this when we went to Mingo. When we saw Kumali, because Kumali's smaller than Infusion, right, Matt?
It's slightly taller than Infusion.
Only slightly taller. And Kumali looks massive. It's without a doubt the Skyline coaster for Mingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it and I was like, fucking hell, that looks massive. Infusion doesn't look that big. And he was like,
Yeah,
well,
but
yeah, because fucking Big One's behind.
Yeah, because when Infusion was thingy, what was it? Traumatizer.
Traumatizer.
When it was Traumatizer at Southport, I remember going as a kid and it was huge.
Yeah, same. Traumatizer. It dominated Southport Skyline.
It's amazing
Yeah.
how that perspective works.
Well, I remember you could see Traumatizer from the top of the big one, from Blackpool.
Yeah.
Like, you don't realise how big Infusion actually is.
That's insane. I just wish it was better.
Well,
It's got so much potential.
speaking of coasters which were known for not being that good, we move on to Drayton Manor and G-Force, which after, I believe it's 16 years of operating, it's finally been removed. It was never a popular roller coaster, but I personally never really got the hate for it. The restraints, they weren't the most comfortable, and they did have a tendency to close on you as the ride went on, but they were never as bad as people said they were.
Yeah, I have that issue with Avalanche.
Yeah, but the thing with this is it's a bit more like... it's not like an Icon restraint because it doesn't come over your head. It comes in from the side, but the way it holds you is quite similar to Icon.
Is it the same restraint as Rip Ride Rocket?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
I've never experienced an issue on that one with that closing any tighter.
I did on Rip Ride Rocket.
But then again, Amy, I've not ridden Rip Ride Rocket since about 2013.
When I went on it,
I don't like that coaster in general.
oh no, I don't either. But my right thigh wasn't in the dip properly, like in the
dear.
dip. And when they came to check our restraint, mine obviously wasn't in as much as it needed to be. So they proper pushed it in, and it trapped all my skin.
Oh, man.
That's what happened to me on Icon that one time. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, I'm a back row ho on Icon because I'm fat as fuck. And the one time I got on one of the middle rows, they literally had to slice my skin. The restraint was inside of me. And I don't mean inside of me in a sexy way.
I'm going to say, there's a lot of Pleasure Beach enthusiasts who would actually like that.
I mean, it was enveloped in the folds of my stomach and it was gone. I had to find it to pull it back out again at the end. It was awful.
For all those people currently eating their tea whilst listening to Hangtime, we do apologise.
Nah. That's how bad it was. I could feel my organs, scraping against it.
Bit much.
See, I don't attempt for those rows anymore.
Yeah, this is why me and Amy just go on back row.
Can't be asked.
We just enjoy back row.
Which means when I go to Pleasure Beach with Amy and Jess, I never get the best row on the ride. But I'm probably going to live longer, so hey, swings and roundabouts. I'm just a bit salty, that's all.
You have no right to be salty, mister. I have a right to be salty. Getting on once, not getting on another time, but getting on the next time. Fucking annoying.
Yes, skinny boy, who do you think you are, being salty about being not able to get on the back row just because you're so skinny you can fit on the rows?
I mean, the Mac restraints have got a tendency to, love you for 1 minute and hate you for the other.
I hate them for all of the minutes. Fucking shit.
Yeah, it's really weird. We've talked about the issues with icon restraints a couple of times though, so let's move on.
Could we not just have a seatbelt that buckles and just send it?
Absolutely fucking not.
But yeah, G-Force was always a weird coaster because for those who didn't ride it, you took a, say, 10, 12-foot drop out of the station into what's called a Humpty Bump lift hill. Yeah. So, I don't know what Maurer were thinking when they named it that, but basically the lift hill consists of, well, imagine a loop with a chain lift.
Yeah, I've seen POVs of it.
Yeah, and we know what happened at Drayton Manor on the Rapids. We don't need to go into that. But recently, G-Force had a few issues where the train would get stuck upside down.
Yike.
Now, obviously, it's not the most comfortable position to be in, but riders were totally safe. But, of course, when you've had an incident like they had on the Rapids, the media were jumping on anything.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's one of the factors as to why G-Force has been removed.
I mean, I can't think of anything more uncomfortable than being left upside down on a ride that's only got a lap bar. Yeah,
and the ride only had one train as well, despite having a transfer track, and it was a short ride, and the queues were always bad. And I mean, my problem is Drayton Manor now have only got one roller coaster for thrill seekers, and the park it's really not looking that good for them. I don't want to be so pessimistic, but apart from Thomas Land, the rest of the park feels a bit neglected.
Yeah.
They definitely need to get, even if they're just getting off the shelf model of something,
just
so they've
anything.
got more stuff.
I mean, it sounds daft, but an SLC would do the park wonders.
Please don't buy an SLC, Drayton.
Just buy anything.
Just buy B&M.
Please do buy an SLC.
Just buy Batman the Ride.
Yeah, all that money that you raised up with your charity auction with Sean buying cannons, use that to buy
all
something.
of Sean's money.
Yeah, use Sean Sandbrook's money to buy something nice.
Use Sean Sandbrook's money to buy a roller coaster and call it Sean Sandbrook the Ride.
Can we call it Breadcombs?
Oh, yes.
Breadcombs the Ride. You've heard it here first. Coming to Drayton Manor in 2021, Breadcombs the Ride. The Sean Sandbrook experience.
The KFC experience?
Oh mate. The Abu Dhabi experience.
Whilst we're Sean, big shout out, mate. I think it's really cool that you got all that merchandise.
I think it's sick.
Yeah, all that theming that you managed to get from the auction. It's really cool. I got to be honest, I have no idea where you're going to put it, but I'm looking forward to see what you do with it.
Yeah, we enjoyed the video, but we spent the whole video going, where the fuck is he going to put that? That's so big.
He's going to go and invest on another big shed.
I was literally just about to say he's going to invest in another shed.
Sean's definitely going to be the person who opens up like a roller coaster museum in the future.
100% would visit. He's definitely got some cool stuff in there.
Oh yeah, I would definitely visit as well.
I'd visit just for mugs, to be honest.
I have a conspiracy theory.
Oh god.
What if, in the midst of Drayton Manor going bankrupt, Sean is buying little bits and pieces so it builds up over time and he can just open it again in Stoke?
Drayton Manor 2.
Sandbrook Manor.
Sandbrook Manor.
Fucking hell. That's class.
Where the only food you can get is chicken and breadcrumbs or dry hot dogs.
Oh, I love a dry
You know what?
10 out of 10 would go.
Somebody make this happen.
Someone tell Sean to do this.
This could be the best theme park in the UK.
It would be as well. It
actually would be. It would be the best theme park in the UK because Sean knows what he's talking about when it comes to rides.
Is there a ride there called Troublesome Trucks?
Yes.
He'd go and fucking RMC it, wouldn't he?
That's Jake's number one. You think I'm joking? Ask him.
No, I don't think you're joking. I believe you.
Can the UK just get a RMC in general, please?
At Thorpe Park, looking at you.
At Pleasure Beach, looking at you, to be honest.
Absolutely
At
fucking
Lightwater Valley, looking at you.
Can you imagine if Lightwater fucking RMC'd the ultimate? What a belter that would be.
There'd be outrage. How dare they touch Yorkshire's finest?
Fucking hell. Anyway, what's next?
So, moving on from Drayton Manor, we need to get a bit serious. We need to talk about the wildfires in Australia because they've been going on for a few months now, and obviously what's happening over there is absolutely horrific. You know, people losing their lives, wildlife is being killed left, right, and centre. It's awful. But a slight silver lining, there were 300 millimetres of rain that fell last weekend, and it actually put out 49 wildfires, which is fantastic. But the reason we're talking about this on Hangtime is because it's also left Dreamworld, Movie World, and other theme parks underwater, which it's like they've gone from one extreme to the other.
Yeah,
I feel so bad for them.
It's massive. It's so mental what's going on over there. But when you think about it, 300 millimetres was the minimum as well.
Yeah.
And that's like a 30 centimetre ruler.
Yes, Jess, that's maths.
So that's
Quick
maths. So that's already like calf height, but that's the minimum. So the places that got more, like, I know, is it Movie World?
Yeah.
They're like, when you look at photos, the water's like at the tree line. It's mental.
That's crazy.
It looks insane. It's so awful. To go from thinking you're gonna, you know, the people who live around there, to go from thinking, oh God, it's all burning, to, oh God, we're all drowning. I can't imagine how awful it is. We just wanted to give a big shout out, to be honest, because Chessington donated £10,000 from their conservation fund to, like, their sister park, which is called Wildlife at Sydney Zoo. And
Damn.
It's going towards, you know, like care, transportation costs, replenishment for the koalas and that kind of thing. I just think that's really cool. It's not often you see any sort of Merlin park get involved in anything except Merlin's Magic Wand, which is fine, and that's a great charity. But it's really nice to see them get involved in that kind of thing, with it being such a, you know, like a national crisis. It was really cool to see that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always nice to see when a company that, you know, we always joke about Merlin, but the reality is they've done something really good here.
All I can think of when I saw the pictures of the flooding was New Orleans Six Flags.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really similar.
What was the comparison between the water level? Because didn't that Hurricane Katrina, didn't that just like break everything for good?
Well, I think the difference is Six Flags New Orleans, it's not the amount of water, it's how long it was underwater for.
Yeah.
I think these parks in Australia, I think the water level's going to go quite quickly because of how hot the country is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only about, I think the average was sort of like 8 to 10 inches of water, which is about 200 to 250, which is a little bit less than what's actually happened in Australia at the moment. But Six Flags New Orleans was, before anyone even went to look at it again, the water was just stagnant for ages and ages.
Yeah, I think they actually did manage to relocate a few of the rides from there.
Yeah, they did.
Didn't they manage to relocate one of the B&M inverts from there? But yeah, the rest of the park was knackered. Best wishes to not just the theme parks in Australia, but obviously every single person who's going through this terrible, terrible time in Australia.
Oh wow, just to go back to that, it wasn't for years and years, it was just a month.
Wow.
And then 80% of it was demolished apart from the flat rides. Batman the Ride did get away though, because it had an elevated station.
Just think, imagine going from being a theme park, being successful, to just being absolutely nothing within a month.
They had a really iconic Woody there. I can't remember its name.
Was it called the Zephyr?
Oh, yeah, that rings a bell.
The Mega Zeph.
Mega Zeph,
Zeph,
that's the one.
Yeah.
Apparently they'd already started moving stuff away to other parks anyway, so I think it was on the way to closing anyway.
It
was just
yeah.
accelerated by the fact that it was flooded.
Bit of a Southport Pleasureland job then.
Yeah.
Is that what happened with them?
Pretty much, yeah. Anything worth keeping, Pleasure Beach kept.
Fair.
Or sold on. Anything not worth keeping, Pleasure Beach destroyed, so it couldn't be used against them.
Fair enough.
Next news story. It takes us to Holland and to the Efteling. They've just finished building their new dueling Mack powered coasters, Max and Moritz. It looks fun. It replaces their Intamin bobsleigh called Bob, which was a classic. I managed to ride it. It was an absolutely insane coaster for those who didn't get on it. Imagine riding Wild Mouse at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Well, imagine riding a Wild Mouse car on Avalanche. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
No.
It felt like it was going to tip every single corner.
It feels like that on Avalanche.
No. This felt beyond. And the difference between this and Avalanche is Bob, the trough, did not have any holes in it. So
oh God, so it was soaking.
it couldn't run in the rain. But it also means the noise the thing made. And,
Oh,
God.
Was it like a B&M roar, except it was Bob?
It was very...
A Bob roar.
Very weird.
Bob Raw.
Bob roar.
Bob Ross's long-lost cousin. Bob Raw.
But yeah, this looks like a really cute coaster. And it's a Mack, right?
Yeah, it's 2 Mack coasters.
So it'll be great. I've not, in all the time that I've been more and more interested in theme parks as the years have gone on, I've not seen Mack do anything awful. So I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think that's everything for the news this week. We try and keep it around Europe and the UK. There's plenty of podcasts to listen to. If you want the American news, I'd recommend coasterradio.com or the Season Pass. We like to keep things a bit local on Hangtime.
By the way, if you've got an Alexa device, you could do what we do, and Coaster Radio have a skill that gets added onto your morning routine. So every morning when we wake up, Alexa tells us all of the news of the morning, and it includes Coaster Radio in there. So we get all of the theme park coaster news as soon as we wake up in the morning, which is really, really cool. And they do it every single day. They're really hardworking guys.
Shout out to Mike and EB at coasterradio.com. So then, Amy, Jess...
Hello.
Are you ready to play for some drinks at the Velvet Coaster?
I'm so excited to play this.
Yes.
This is week 2 of Amy vs Jess. The score currently stands at Jess 0, Amy 1. For those who didn't listen last week, what are you doing? But seriously, for those who didn't listen last week, they're playing a quiz or a game show or something like that every single week up to Blackpool Pleasure Beach opening weekend. And whichever one of them has got the most points will get £20 worth of drinks on yours truly.
So excited.
Woo!
So there's an actual prize to play for here. And this week, we're going back to the 80s/90s classic. We're going to do our own interpretation of Bullseye. It's a Bullseye! And here's your host, me.
How disappointing.
Okay, so this is how it's gonna work. Now, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, Google Podcasts or anything else, you're not gonna be able to see this, but you're still gonna be able to play along at home. For those watching us on YouTube, you're going to see a dartboard on your screen. And the dartboard will have different sections, some being red, some being orange, and some being green. I'm going to ask Jess and Amy in turn to pick a segment of the dartboard. For those who don't know, there are 20 segments of a dartboard. They're going to say a number from 1 to 20, and then I'm going to reveal the question behind that number. If the segment is green, they get a nice easy question. If it's orange, they get an intermediate question. And if it's one of the few red segments on the dartboard, they get a really hard question. Now, each player gets 5 questions each, and the player with the most correct answers at the end wins. Nice and clear?
Yep.
Okay, so who wants to go first?
We'll let Amy go first since she's a baby.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Amy Lloyd, are you ready to play Bullseye?
I am.
Alright, in 1. Pick a number for us.
12.
Amy says number 12. I can tell you number 12 is a orange question.
Ooh.
Okay. Your question is, on which British pier can you find the Pinfari roller coaster Turbo?
Oh, no clue. Fucking, Brighton.
Wigan.
Wigan.
Pier.
Wigan Pier.
Wigan Pier.
What's your actual answer?
Brighton?
Amy Lloyd, I can tell you are correct.
Am
well
I?
done,
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay.
You are correct indeed.
Ooh. Well done, Amy Lloyd.
Thank you.
Amy has 1 question right. Jess, pick a number between 1 and 20.
7.
Jess picks number 7. And I can tell you that number 7 is also an orange question.
Oh no.
Your orange question is, the 6-letter word biogen, that's B-I-O-G-E-N, is an anagram of what roller coaster's name?
What?
We're doing well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big one.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Correct. Well done. It is big one.
Yay!
Whoop, whoop.
I was like, Gibbowian? Oh, big one! What an idiot. I was literally like, Gibbowian. Big one. Oh, there we go. What a twat.
That's 1 point apiece. Amy, a number between 1 and 20. We've already had number 12 and number 7.
I'll go for one fat lady, number 8.
Okay. Number 8. I can tell you that number 8 is a red question.
Oh, hell.
Congratulations, you found one of the 5 hard questions on the board. So, the question is, the B&M Flawless Roller Coaster, Dämonen, can be found at which European theme park?
Bloody hell, I've got no idea.
Would you like me to repeat the question?
What was it? Yeah, go on. B&M Flawless.
The B&M Flawless Roller Coaster, Dämonen, can be found at which European theme park?
Well, I'll say around Dunrail. Dunrail?
Is that your final answer, Junrel?
Is that the one with the duck ride? I don't know. Yeah, go on. I don't know.
I can tell you that the correct answer,
It's Tivoli, right?
it is indeed, it's Tivoli Gardens.
Oh.
I only know that because I've watched like
Yeah.
100 videos of, the most well-themed roller coasters in the world, and Dämonen's always on there.
Yeah.
So, Jess, with a chance to take the lead, a number between 1 and 20. We've already had 12, 7 and 8.
I'm gonna go with 13.
Unlucky for some, at number 13 is an easy question. It's green.
If it's not a question about 13, you've fucked up.
Segment 13, an easy question, is... What is the name of the world's tallest roller coaster?
King Dakar.
King Dakar it is. Well done.
I'm so clever.
Woo!
So after 4 questions, after 2 questions each, Amy is on 1 point, Jess is on 2. Amy, a number please. We've had 12, 7, 8 and 13.
2.
Amy goes for number 2, one little duck in bingo terms. I can tell you that number 2 is an orange question.
Oh, fucking hell, Amy.
Fuck's sake.
You're doing very... You know, I don't know how you're doing this because there are more easy questions on the board than any others. And we've only had one so far.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not very good at this game.
So, a medium question. Name 2 Merlin Run attractions currently operating in London city centre.
Oh, Shrek and Dungeons.
Perfect.
I love this. The London Eye exists.
Yep.
Shrek.
As Jess points out, you could have had the London Eye, the Dungeons, Sea Life, or
Madame
Shrek.
Tussauds.
Or Madame Tussauds, yes, I forgot about that one.
What a dick, the quizmaster didn't even know the answer.
Yes, well, the Quizmaster only had 10 minutes to put this together, so...
That's a lie, you've been doing it all day.
Shh, don't tell the listeners
You've
how sad I
literally
am.
spent like 6 hours doing it. And it's so good, I'm actually really enjoying myself.
I'm glad to hear.
It's very immersive.
Immerse.
Would you girls like this to continue after Velvet Coaster? Just for the laugh.
Oh my god, Amy, bring yours.
Bring me what?
Your bullseye?
Me bullseye.
Yeah.
Oh my
Right,
god, yes.
the
I
listeners
will.
won't know what it is. Right, moving on. Keep the game going. You're both on 2 points, but Jess has a question in hand.
Yes, it's my turn.
Okay. Okay, Jess, if you'd like to choose a number between 1 and 20, we've had 12, 7, 8, 13, and 2.
Gonna go 17.
17 is an easy question.
Yes!
Oh my god, this is rigged.
It's absolutely not rigged. He wrote all of this down before he came home and won't show me anything.
Yep, the only people who can see which answers are easy, medium, or hard are the listeners and myself. Number 17, the question is, how many loops does Olympia Looping have?
Oh, fuck.
Are you being serious?
Is it 5?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Yes, it is 5. Jesus Christ.
I was like, oh, fuck, it's locked. And then I was like, oh, wait, Olympic loops. 5. There's 5 Olympic rings.
6
You know
questions
what I would have
gone.
thought of? Oh fuck, Olympia, and then get confused with Audi and be like, 4.
Get confused with Audi.
Yeah, because they look the same, don't they?
No, they don't. What planet do you live on?
They circles.
They've got 4 on Audi. Oh my god.
Yeah, but they got 4 on Audi and 5 on the Olympics.
Amy, you know on Bullseye when
Yes.
they want someone to shut up and they go, huh? Right.
Yes.
I'm doing that to you now. Huh? After 6 questions, Jess has got 3 correct answers and Amy has got 2.
I'll say 3. Number 3.
Amy is saying number 3. Going straight in there with a hard question.
Amy, how?
I'm afraid
I don't know.
that segment number 3 is a red question.
What the fuck, Amy? How have you done this?
I don't know.
Amy, your question is, how many horses are there on Derby Racer at Blackpool Pleasure Beach? Now, I'll give you it.
What?
I'll give you it within 5. So you've got to be within 5.
What?
So
How many horses are there?
how many horses are there on Derby Racer at Blackpool Pleasure Beach? And you can give me an answer that's within 5.
53.
Amy says 53. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, go on.
I can tell you there are in fact 56 horses.
Wow.
Well
Yep,
done.
yep.
What the fuck, Amy? That's cool as shit.
Congratulations.
I somehow knew it was around there because I've seen it on a plaque somewhere. Where's that plaque? Is there a plaque there?
There used to be.
Oi, oi. Maybe they've added 3 extra
Yeah.
horses since then.
Mandy's put them there just to spite me.
Fucking hell, Mandy does know anyway.
Jess, I need you to pick a segment. We've had 12, 7, 8, 13, 2, 17, and 3.
15.
Jess says 15. Segment 15 is a orange question.
Oh.
Oh.
The question is, the power of 10 is the slogan of which UK roller coaster?
Is it a roller coaster that's open?
Yeah.
Yes, it is a currently operating roller coaster. Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yes.
The power of 10 is the slogan of which UK roller coaster?
Oh, what's that bastard one called at fucking Drayton Manor? The Ben 10 one? Is it that one?
I'm afraid Bully's blown you out there.
Is it Accelerator?
I'm afraid not. The correct answer is Colossus at Fort
Oh,
Park.
of course it's Colossus. Why did I not know that?
Oh, which makes it all level again.
I tell you why I didn't know that, because shit, that's why. 8
questions in, 4 questions each, 3 points each. Amy, we've had segments 12, 7, 8, 13, 2, 17, 3, and 15. I sound like the guy off 50-50 who used to shout the kids' numbers out.
1.
Amy's saying number 1.
Number 1, please. Yes.
I can tell you number 1 is a green question.
Yes!
Woo!
I don't know why Jess is cheering that, but hey.
Because it's Amy's first green question.
It's supportive!
Girls supporting girls and all that shit.
Amy, your question is, how many inversions does Nemesis at Alton Towers have?
That's not an easy question. Hang about.
3?
1,
I don't know.
2.
Take your time, take your time.
I would have. Oh god, fucking hell, that's hard.
4.
Is that your final answer?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
I can tell you that Nemesis does have 4 inversions.
That's
Well
hard.
done.
That's
Okay.
a hard
Not
question.
3
I would
then.
have said 4 as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jess, to level up the scores, you need to get this right. Which segment are you going to pick?
Number 20.
Number 20. Top of the shop.
Indeed.
Oh, I can tell you that number 20 is a red question.
Fuck you, Matt.
Oh dear.
Oh, you fucking prick.
Okay, so to level it up and to have any chance of winning this week's Amy vs Jess,
Shit.
your question is, which soft drink originally sponsored Shockwave at Drayton Manor?
Soft drink?
Yep. So, like how the big one in Blackpool was/is sponsored by Pepsi Max, originally Shockwave at Drayton Manor was sponsored by a soft drink. Can you tell me what soft drink it was?
I feel like it was 7 Up.
Jess says 7-Up. Final answer.
Yeah, I feel like when I went there, because I was quite a lot younger, I feel like there was a lot of 7 Up branding on it.
Jess Moore, I can tell you, you are correct.
Am I actually?
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Well done. Yes, Drayton Manor's Shockwave originally opened as the 7-Up Shockwave.
I think it was the 7-Up Shockwave when I rode it.
Well done. I'm very impressed. So that means we need to do a tiebreaker, and we're just going to keep playing, basically.
Oh, shit.
Amy, if you'd like to give me a segment, it's sudden death.
Number 9.
Number
9 large, and number 7 with it.
Number 9 is an easy question.
Me up.
The Arrow Suspended Coaster Vampire can be found at which Southern England theme park?
Shut the fuck up.
Chessington.
How'd you go from how many inversions does Nemesis have to where's Vampire?
Is that your final answer?
It is.
And you are correct. And my
Woo!
response to Jess is, if you're an Alton Towers fanboy, you know damn well that Nemesis has got 4 inversions.
I'm not an Alton
I'm
Towers
not an Alton
fanboy.
Towers fanboy.
Well, easiest perspective. Okay, Jess, if you'd like to give me a number.
What have we had?
We've had 12, 7, 8, 13, 2, 17, 3, 15, 1, 20 and 9.
I'm gonna go with number 5.
Number 5 is an easy question.
Yes!
Woo.
I bet it's not though.
Who is the chairman of the Roller Coaster Club of Great Britain?
Oh my fucking god.
That's not easy. I don't fucking know.
Oh, he's on the fucking what's it called?
I'm going to have to count you out.
The Pleasure Beach documentary.
You've got 10
Is he
seconds.
called Andy?
I need a full name.
You need his full name?
I need his full name and his first and his second name. You've got 5 seconds.
Is it? Oh my god, what is it, Andy? Is it Andy Hine?
Just in time, it is Andy Hine.
Oh my god, I was like channeling that fucking Pleasure Beach documentary where it's like Andy something. Is it? Has he got an OBE?
Andy Hine MBE.
MBE, that's what he's got, yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe I remembered that.
You got that within a second. Amy,
This
a
is
number,
tense.
please.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Has 11 gone?
11 has not gone.
I'll have that then.
Amy asked for number 11. I can tell you number 11 is a red question.
Fuck's sake. I've answered more red than I have fucking green. Right, go on.
Within 10 feet.
Already.
Oh, I'm going to have to get me Subway sandwiches out again.
I forgot about that.
I did not.
Your red question. Within 10 feet, how tall is Viper at Six Flags Magic Mountain?
Oh,
Alright, not going to lie, I don't know what it looks like.
it's an arrow looping coaster.
Silence in the studio, please.
I'm not in the
I've
studio.
no idea. I've literally no idea. What colour is it?
Red.
Oh,
It's the one that makes your head go boom. I've talked about it loads.
150.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
She's not that far off, I don't reckon.
I can tell you that Viper at Six Flags Magic Mountain is 188 feet
Oh.
Is it really?
tall. Yes.
Shag me.
So I'm afraid.
Right, I didn't do that bad considering I've never fucking seen it.
So that
It's
means
shit
now
show the coaster.
Jess has got the chance to win.
Oh, God.
If you'd like to give me a number, please.
Well, I've taken all the red ones for you, don't worry.
18.
18.
Have we had that?
An easy question.
Fuck's sake.
I bet it's not though.
It is.
Segment 18 hides the question: what year did Icon open at Blackpool
You're
Pleasure
shitting
Beach?
me.
2018?
Correct!
Yes!
Which means Jess wins this week's Amy vs Jess.
Yep. Yeah, I'm the best.
Now, it's not all over, however. This week there is a twist in true Bullseye fashion. You can go on to win Bully's special prize.
What is Bully's special
God.
prize?
Bully's special prize is 2 points rather than 1 point.
Well, I've already won. Why would I want that?
As in 2 points
For Amy and Jess?
in Amy versus Jess. So you could take the lead today. And the gamble is, all you have to do is say another numbered segment. There are no new questions. So whatever is left on the board, you've got to pick between. And if you get that question right, then you get both points. If you get it wrong, you lose everything. And it stays 1-0 to Amy.
I'll just get called fucking pussy if I don't, so I'm going to have to do it, aren't I?
Are you going to gamble?
Yeah.
Should she gamble, ladies and gentlemen? Gamble.
Gonna do it anyway.
Gamble.
Let's gamble.
She's going to gamble!
Everybody gamble. Yeah, let's go. Gamble responsibly.
Okay, so for Bully's special prize of 2 points...
I'm going to get this wrong.
Give me a segment.
Have we had 4?
We have not had number 4.
Sweet, let's have 4.
You want number 4?
Well, no, I don't really want number 4, but yes.
Okay, number 4 is an orange question.
Oh, dicks!
So, for 2 points and to take the lead in Amy versus Jess, or to lose everything, the question is, what 4 colours are the track and supports of the Pepsi Max Big One?
4 colours?
The 4 colours.
This...
Now you've got as much time as you like to answer this, so don't feel panicked. Have a think. Amy, if you want, you can help her out, but I'd recommend not doing that.
Why would I do that?
Wait, okay, so we've got red and blue.
Yes, that's 2 out of the... I need all 4.
I'm pretty sure some of the supports are white.
Yes.
The track.
So, to help you out, we have the red track, you've said that.
Is the track only red? Yeah, it's...
A lot of the supports are blue.
Some of them are white.
The turnaround supports
Are
are
white,
white.
yeah.
So I need the 4th colour.
Of the big one?
Yep.
Black?
Is that your final answer?
No, I'm confused. I didn't think there was any other colours.
Amy, off the record, have you got any idea?
Yeah.
Okay, so Amy knows.
Wait, why don't I know? It's blue and white. Where am I going wrong? Is it different next to the big blue? Oh, I'm stressed. I don't know. I don't know the answer to this question.
What colour are you going to go for?
I don't know. I'm going to go with black.
Jess says black.
I don't know.
I can tell you that for Bully's special prize of 2 points in Amy versus Jess, the 4 colours of the Pepsi Max Big One are red track, blue main supports, white turnaround supports, and brown/beige column supports near the Big Blue Hotel.
I knew it was next to the big blue. I knew.
Oh, Jess, I'm so sorry you've lost everything.
You're not sorry?
Oh, which means after week 2 of Amy versus Jess, Amy is still in the lead at 1 point to 0.
1 point.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but you go home with Bully's tankard and a set of darts.
Piss off.
Have you had a good time?
No.
That's alright. Right, everybody wave for the camera. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.
Fuck's sake. Why are they brown? That's such a shit colour.
They're like a brownie orange, aren't they?
Okay, so there is a bit of backstory to this.
I would like to hear the backstory.
Basically, it's all to do with the Pleasure Beach Express.
Yeah.
Do you go past the brown ones on the
Yes.
previews?
It's near the safari bit with
Yes,
the blood waterfall.
now-
See, I'm always looking at all of the shitty fucking plasticine shagged up creatures.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of that shitty plasticine never used to be there because a lot of that came from Southport.
Yeah.
Before the big one was built, that area of the Pleasure Beach Express's theming was called Yosemite Park.
Okay.
And it was actually quite nicely themed. It had orangey brown rocks. And Jeffrey decided that the blue supports would look ugly in that area and had them painted brown.
Fair enough.
So I'm sorry that you've lost, but you've learnt something new there. And every single time we go on the Pleasure Beach Express now, you're going to mention those supports, I'm sure of it.
I'm going to get out and fucking knock them down. Is what I'm going to do. Fuck you.
Amy, how do you feel after winning and being
Somehow.
1-0 up after 2 weeks?
Amy, I'm going to batter you, Velvet.
I don't know. I don't know.
So, listeners, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed playing along at home. We've got another game show coming next week, but we'll keep it secret until Amy versus Jess Part 3.
Woo!
So, moving on, moving the show on, we've got some listener questions.
Thank you.
The first question comes from Trick Track Nikki, aka Lush Velvet Coasters. She actually asked this last week, but just missed out. So she asks us, what's our favourite ride sound? For example, like a certain track roar or a chain lift noise.
The B&M roar.
I mean, I thought you'd come straight in there, Jess, with the B&M roar.
Oh, I'm a B&M bitch. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, I remember the first time you heard Nemesis and you were quite...
I was like, didn't I just stand for like 5 minutes going, oh?
I think it reminded you of the Incredible Hulk, right?
Yeah, well, all B&Ms sound like that.
Wait till we go to Fort Park. You've not met a sand-filled one yet.
Is that what Nemesis Inferno is?
And Swarm, yeah. They've got the sand.
Oh, I'm excited to ride the Swarm though.
Yeah, Swarm's very good.
Swarm is best.
But yeah, the B&M Raw is my favourite. And I don't know whether it's because B&M are my favourite manufacturer or whether it's like a nostalgia thing. Because the first time I ever went to Universal Islands of Adventure with my family, when we walked in, my mum was like, oh my god, they've got that sound effect on the Incredible Hulk coaster that makes it sound like a roar. And I was like, no mum, that's the roller coaster.
Oh, so
I had this exact same conversation with my mum and dad.
And she was like, no, that's what the Hulk sounds like. I was like, no mum, that's what the roller coaster sounds like. And that I love that conversation because she was just so innocent and had no idea. It's cute. It's one of my favourite memories, so that's probably why.
Amy, what's your favourite roller coaster sound or ride sound?
I'm going to go out on a bit of a controversial one and say Infusion going down its first drop.
Ooh.
Because
that is a good
sounds... the way I describe it is it sounds like a really bassy motorbike revving.
It does. It's like
yeah.
Some would describe it as a shopping trolley.
A shopping trolley.
No, that's the Smiler, isn't it?
That's a Smiler. Yeah.
Now, to be fair, Infusion has actually got quite the roar because it's in that pit.
Yeah. That's why like Nemesis's roar sounds so good as well, because it's amplified by the pit that it's in.
Yes.
I do quite enjoy the sound of the PBE getting stuck around the corner and going like, squeak!
It's trying to go.
Yeah.
I think my favourite ride noise, I think it's been my favourite ride noise ever since I was born, and that's the Big One's chain lift.
I do like Big One's chain lift.
It's so iconic. The Big One itself is not the best ride in the world, it's no secret, but the anticipation of riding that for the first time, of the lift hill taking you into the sky, seemingly never ending, the noise, like a heartbeat getting faster and faster and, building up the excitement. And yeah, for me, there's nothing else like it in terms of ride sounds. Our next question comes from Steven/Stefan. I'm really sorry. You'll have to drop me a message and tell me how to pronounce your name.
It's definitely Stephen.
Is it Stephen? It could be Stefan.
It's 500% Stephen.
Okay.
It's spelt Stephen.
It could be Stefan.
It's Stephen. Fucking imbecile. Stefan?
A question. Look, I thought
David Valiant.
Right. Look, I thought David. Right. Yeah. I'm really sorry, Stephen. You're talking to the guy who thought David Walliams was called Daffyd Valiums. So.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Right. What was your question, Stephen?
Stephen Skelton asks, "What's Moss Machine up to?" Jess, do you want to take this one?
I ain't got a fucking clue.
Okay, that's that.
The last time I spoke to Moss was opening weekend 2019, and he said, and I quote, "Shall I find the message, actually? I'll get you a direct quote, Stephen."
Flex.
He said, and I quote, from my brain because I can't find the message, something along the lines of...
Oh God, not now.
Hello? He said something along the lines of, "If you go and get a photo with cupcakes and coasters, I'll come in my pants." So I got a photo of me and Jordan, and he was like, "Yeah, that's wank material." Then asked if there'd been any drama, and I was like, no. And that was it. That was the last conversation we ever had.
There you go, that's your answer, Stephen. Moss Machine's last input to the coaster community was wanking over my now girlfriend.
And also cupcakes and coasters.
Our next question, and final question, actually, comes from Jack, and he asks, "Have you got any major trips planned this year, and if so, what are you looking forward to the most?" Nothing really major, nothing planned, but we're looking at going to Poland at some point.
We've also been toying with a road trip around the Netherlands.
Amy, you're the one who's got something planned. If you'd like to tell the listeners for the 16th time where you're going this year.
Should I go into it?
You know what? Yeah, let's let you have free reign. Let's ask you what you're most excited for, what ride you're looking forward to getting on. So if you'd like to tell the listeners where you're going, and take it away.
For the 25th time, I'm going to Canada, and I'm going on a day trip to Canada's Wonderland at some point. Of course, I'm excited for Leviathan, which I think Leviathan is like its main coaster, isn't it?
I'd be more excited about Yukon Striker, to be honest.
Oh, see, not asked about them. No, I don't like them.
Leviathan was also the world's first B&M Giga coaster.
Woo! See,
it's a big boy.
I'm not a fan of Oblivion, but everyone I've spoken to who does dive coasters and has done dive coasters in other countries says that Oblivion's the worst, as in the most intense. And the other ones are a lot less intense. And the thing that bothers me most about Oblivion is when you get towards the bottom of that drop and it literally, you're like, if that went down any further, my organs would literally shit out of my arsehole. So I'm glad it doesn't. But I'm excited to try out dive coasters that don't make me feel like that, so I'd be excited about Yukon Striker.
See, I've done like Valkyria and I don't like the restraints on them. I think they're really uncomfortable.
And they got the vest
restraints. It kind of ruins it. Yeah.
See, I'd probably like that better because I like to be a secure boy.
Oh, no, I don't. I'm looking forward to Vortex, I believe it's called.
Not sure on that one. Matt?
It's an aero suspended coaster.
Ah.
Yeah, but it's got the swingy trains.
Yeah, it's a swinging suspended coaster.
Oh, like Ninja?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that because I've never done one of them. Also, we may go to Marineland and do Dragon Mountain, but I'm not sure if it's worth it just for that.
It's one of the most unique creds in the world. Go and get it.
But apart from that, I'm planning to go somewhere in November. I really want to go to Efteling. I've said to myself, Efteling will be the next European park that I go to.
Well, we're vaguely looking at maybe going to Efteling in October, so maybe come with us.
Yeah, October, November time, yeah. Would really like to do that. Or Fantasyland, or Energylandia.
Yeah, we really, really want to do Energylandia.
Yeah, Poland is on our hit list.
Yeah.
But to keep things a bit closer to home, Velvet Coaster is less than a month away. Blackpool Pleasure Beach opens in less than a month. If you see us in the Velvet Coaster having a couple of pints, or if you see us at Pleasure Beach, feel free to come say hi. I know a few of you have wanted to have a chat with me in public, and I'm sure Jess and Amy are more than happy to talk to you guys as well. So yeah, if you see us, come have a drink with us, come say hello. We don't bite.
I was going to say, yeah, it's not like a feel free. It's like please come and say hello.
Yeah, give us a company. Like, we love talking to anybody. The community's got its dark points, but I think when everybody's together, it's one of the most wholesome.
It is very wholesome.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's very inclusive. It's a great community to be part of.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember when I walked into opening weekend last year, it was the first like big enthusiast thing I'd been to where people actually like knew who I was, and I felt like I felt sort of out of place. I felt like because of the whole Moss Machine shit that people didn't really like me and people didn't really want to speak to me, so I sort of stuck like to myself. But then people started coming over and I was like, okay, actually nobody hates me, it's totally fine, I can speak to people. And it was really, really nice.
Okay, so yeah, if you see us in the Velvet Coaster, come say hello. But that is all we've got time for this week. Thank you for listening to Hangtime episode 15. If you'd like more theme park talk and randomness, head over to our website at www.hangtimepodcast.co.uk. You can also follow us on Twitter at Podcast Hangtime. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, and all of the major providers. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And when you do, click that notification bell so you don't miss out on our latest episodes. Finally, as always, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. It's a bullseye.
Right. Okay. I need you to stay quiet just for a second while I do this, alright?
I'm trying to think what we could have.
Why?
Amy!
Why?
Anyway.
It was a bullseye.
Silence in the courtroom.